since we are already at the Proton HQ and test track with this uncovered Proton e.MAS 5, we might as well show you a little bit about the car briefly. At the front here, you get LED headlamps with a huge 70-litre frunk underneath this hood, the only one in its class by the way. And then for brakes, you get ventilated disc in the front, solid disc at the back, 16-inch wheels paired with Linglong tyres that actually matches up to the car's performance quite adequately. The highlight of the car, by the way, is the rear-wheel drive driving configuration. Not many cars under 100,000 gives you rear-wheel drive that allows you better control of the car, because when you have the rear wheels pushing the car, the front wheels steering the car, ultimately you get more control of the car. But that's not all. It also comes with multi-link independent rear suspension, which again helps the car be more composed and stable through the corners. As you will see later when we do a short test drive in the Proton test track. We will be doing acceleration tests, braking tests, slalom tests. We'll be doing a figure of 8 to just see how nimble the car is, how small the turning radius is, and we'll also do something called the staggered gate test. So the e.MAS 5 is set to be available in 2 different variants, the Prime and Premium. With the Prime, you get 79 horsepower and 130 Nm of torque, while with the Premium, you get 116 horsepower and 150 Nm of torque. Despite the e.MAS 5's very compact size, measuring just 4 meters in length, the highlight of the cabin has to be space and storage. Let me first start with the storage. Under the center console, you have a 20-litre storage. Under the rear seats, you have a 28-litre storage, and further back in the boot, you have a 375-litre boot, which can be expanded up to 1,300 litres. You also get a lot of storage on the center console over here, here for the cup holders, and here, which fits a phone perfectly. Further back, you get an armrest that is not only deep, but actually quite spacious. The other highlight of this cabin, of course, is this large 14-inch touchscreen that is linked to 6 speakers with Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and a 360-degree view monitor. It also comes with voice command that allows you to give instructions not just in English, but also in Bahasa Malaysia. Also, another very interesting feature that you can access through this screen is the integrated live charging map that allows you to access up to 3,400 chargers around Malaysia. That covers nearly 90% of the chargers available in Malaysia. So as a result, you don't have to download 10, 20 different apps to access different chargers. You can access most of the chargers in Malaysia through one screen. So I've already adjusted the driver's seat to my sitting position, and as you can see, despite the car being just around 4 meters long, there is plenty enough leg room and knee room. Even headroom. If you'd like to charge your phone in the car, you get a USB-A port at the back, a USB-A and USB-C port in the front inside the under console tray. So for the Prime, it will most likely come with a 30 kWh battery for 225 kilometers of range, while the more expensive Premium will get a larger 40 kWh battery for 325 kilometers of range. In terms of charging, it can take up to 6.6 kilowatts AC charging, up to 70 kilowatts DC charging. Apparently, Proton says the e.MAS 5 can be charged from 30 to 80% in just 21 minutes. In terms of safety, the e.MAS 5 will come with 6 airbags, autonomous emergency braking, adaptive cruise control, lane warning, lane assist, a blind spot monitor, but what I find the most useful of all is this door opening warning that warns you when you're opening the door if there is a car or pedestrian coming from the back. Alright, now we are going to do the acceleration test, where I was told that we can perhaps reach up to about just under 100 kilometers an hour, and then we're going to brake. So the braking distance for this, according to Proton, from 100 kilometers an hour to 0 is about 36 meters. While we're not going to measure the distance, I am going to try to share with you how the braking feels like, how the car feels like as it is doing the hard braking. So let's go. Let me put it into D. Alright. Okay, it's quite smooth and immediate, just like an EV. It's got about 116 horsepower, 150 Nm of torque, 90. actually pretty composed. I'm pretty sure the braking distance is a lot shorter because we only reached 90, but I gotta say, as you brake hard like that, normally in most cars, you will feel a slight nosedive, you will feel the rear going light a bit, but this one, it's just until the car stops. And these Linglong tires, surprisingly good. I'm gonna do a slalom test now. So this would be a good test to see how the car's weight is managed, how the suspension holds. Pretty good actually. Yeah, even though it's at quite a low speed, only at about 40 kilometers an hour. And then now we're gonna do a figure of 8 to see how small the turning radius is, which is actually very impressive because the distance between these two cones are very short. And we are not exactly going slow as well. Just wow. Okay. And now we're gonna go do the staggered gate. Right, we're going to be doing 5 different tests: acceleration, braking, slalom, figure of 8, staggered gate, the last one. What I really like and noticed so far, the body roll is minimal. And we're going to go through an S-turn. Steering is really quick, the car is very responsive, very undramatic, which is good because you know when you're on the road, you want to do evasive maneuvers. If the car doesn't behave well, then you're gonna get into a lot of trouble. Whereas this one is actually very obedient. So we're gonna go through these cones, right? And then this way, okay. And then a tight left, right, and then a tight right. It's very predictable. The car is very obedient. The suspension setting is actually quite impressive, I must say. Very predictable. That's the one thing I can really share with you. If there's one thing I want you to remember, it's very predictable. So far, it's actually quite impressive, man. And this car is what? Starting from 60,000 all the way to about 80,000. I'm gonna do a quick right and left again. Very undramatic. Wow, I'm actually impressed by this. The new Proton e.MAS 5 is estimated to cost between 60 to 80,000 ringgit and will be launched very soon. Will it get more people to go electric? Could it be Proton's next big hit? For more information on Proton's new EV, log on to AutoBuzz.my.